Today we're going to look at 4 strength training exercises to power your sprints. These exercises are going to help you to develop power so you can sprint faster. Without further ado, let's go. The first exercise we're going to be looking at here is a trap bar deadlift. And for our trap bar deadlift, we're aiming for 3 to 4 sets of 2 to 4 reps with 1 minute rest in between, or you could rest up to 90 seconds in between. That's a minute and a half. The reason why I chose this exercise as my primary exercise is because think about what happens when you're sprinting. You're trying to build up as much power in your leg, in your lower body, to push out of the ground for stronger sprinting, right? So you're trying to develop lower body strength. That means that you have to have strong, powerful extension through the hips, meaning calves, quads, hamstrings, and glutes has to be very strong. So this puts you in that position that you would be in when you're sprinting or trying to extend the hips, which will help you to target these muscles better. And that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to develop certain muscles to help enhance sprinting. So the trap bar deadlift is the primary move, and we could go crazy with this exercise. What we want to focus on with this exercise is we want to go not heavy to moderately heavy weight. So I like moving my body weight. So whatever my body weight is, I put that on the bar. That's like a good rule of thumb, right? You put your body weight on the bar and you try to move that as fast as you can with good recovery in between. And you're focused on good movements too. So you're not just trying to move the bar quickly. You're trying to be very explosive, very intentional with every rep. That's why the rep counts are so low. And also, this movement requires a ton of core engagement, right? Which is similar to what you would have to do when you're sprinting. So this movement right here, you're forced to focus on core engagement through the spine, so which is essential for sprinting. So we want to make sure that we're stabilizing the right muscles, activating the right muscles to help us have more powerful and stronger strides. So that's last. Number 2 here is going to be staggered stance kettlebell swing. Again, we're aiming for 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps per leg. And what I'm aiming for with the kettlebell swing, we're getting a lot of power generation through the hips. Short, quick power generation through the hips. Meaning you don't want to be with a heavy kettlebell. You want to be lifting a moderate weight and focus on that quick hip movement. That staggered stance is going to change the base of like foot support. Just like what happens when you're sprinting. You're on one leg onto the next leg, so you cannot expect both legs be planted on the ground, which this is what you want to focus on when you're thinking about how you're training for sprinting. You're trying to mimic or think about the aspects of sprinting, and you want all your exercises to mimic that sprinting movement. So that stagger stance is very important. The stagger stance also forces our body to work extra to minimize rotation, right? And what I mean by this is same thing applies to sprinting. When you're sprinting and you are on one foot then the next foot, and when you land or when you're pushing out of the ground, if you do not have a strong core, you're going to twist from side to side, or you're going to be rocking, stuff like that, right? So this kind of helps you to engage a little bit. The concept is to have one foot at the front, one foot at the back, just like you would when you're sprinting. The third one we're going to look at here is the reverse lunge to high knee. I like this one because when we think about what sprinting is, it's a unilateral movement. That means you have to synchronize the upper body with the lower body, right? So I like to work on balance and coordination, and this is a great exercise for balance and coordination. And this exercise is paramount for us as a progression exercise, right? So if we're thinking about generating force off the ground using the hips, getting into that lunge position is going to automatically force you to engage the muscle that will give me what I want when you're running. With the reverse lunge, the body is working through full range of motion as well. So that's what we want to focus on. We want to focus on full range of motion, depth of movement, like mind-body connection. And these things is going to be what helps us the most. And again, lunge forces you to work on a little bit of coordination and balance. It's a unilateral movement, and if you know anything about unilateral movement, it's multiple body parts working at once. So and you're in all planes. So what you want to focus on is balance and coordination. Also, there's several ways to load up this exercise. You could either use dumbbells, or you could use a resistance band, you can use a weight vest, right? There's so many ways to load up this exercise. And then the last thing we're going to talk about here is plyo push-ups or plyo press-ups, right? So there's variations of this as well. You could actually go on the ground and try to dip your chest down and then push away from the ground explosively and see how high your body could get and then catch yourself when you land. That's going to be the safest way. Or also, you could do, if you have access to a gym, you could use a barbell and do landmine presses, overhead presses. It's the same effect. You're trying to push away from your body using the hips and move as fast as you can. So these are four exercises that I implement into my training, and I strongly suggest if you're a sprinter and you're trying to improve your overall speed and you're a beginner, these exercises are perfect for you. You could go slow with all of these. And if you made it this far in the video, remember to like and subscribe. And until the next video,